What's up everybody, and welcome back to the TheKaijuNerd-Toy reviews. The giant creature that we have today is Leatherback from the movie Pacific Rim, which came out in 2013. This figure itself came out in 2014 in either a single pack by itself or a dual pack where it had the Jaeger or giant robot in the movie Gypsy Danger with it. But I got this from eBay in a 2-pack combination from the seller, which didn't come with Gypsy Danger, but it came with another kaiju called Knifehead, which is this guy, and I'll do a video on him a little later. However, I got it on the 2-pack for, let's see, roughly around $92. So yeah, I thought it was a good deal, so I just went for it, and I got 2 for a pretty good deal. Especially with how much this guy cost today as the time of me recording this video. The only place I can find this guy on now is still eBay. I tried looking for Amazon. I tried looking on some kind of other toy store like Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth. Could not find it. But on eBay, plenty of people are selling it. Single by itself, like no packaging, just loose, it's going for roughly around from $60 to about $85 without the packaging, and with the packaging it's going from roughly $75 to $135. So yeah, I would as far as I'm concerned, I don't think this by itself is worth $135, but if I were you, I'd spend $60 to $75, I believe, on this figure, and I think it's a good figure for that price, especially for the detail, which I'm about to talk about right now. Okay, so as far as the details, the sculpt is spot on as far as looking like the actual kaiju from Pacific Rim. You got the massive arms right here, the gorilla-like stance of the figure itself. On the front, you can see, let's look at the head first. On the crest, you got all these folds and creases for the detail, and you got the tendrils there that he had. Of course, they were glowing in the movie, but these don't glow, so that's fine. On the arms, you can see all kinds of bumps right there. Like you got the shoulder crest, got the ridges of the shoulder crest. Let me actually, there we go. You got the ridges of the shoulder crest all in there. You got the muscle definition. You can see right there. The muscle definition in the wrist. And also all these spikes on the big meaty claws that he has right there. Whoops. Right there. Also, you can see muscle definition on the pectorals right here, and then you got the dad bod right there going on. And as far as the eyes, let me see. In the movie, they were blue, but on the toy right here, or the figure, they're very silver-like. It looks like they just painted silver and then just put a black line right in the middle. Looks like that on each side, right there. However, in the movie he had 4 eyes, so 2 eyes on each side, but I'm not seeing that on the figure at all. So, I don't know. I guess they didn't think that was necessary. The teeth, let me get it right there. The teeth, you see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that, but it's fused together, but if you touch them, they actually feel like separate teeth. So the detail on that is not too bad, both in the front, both on the top and the bottom. In the mouth, you can see a metallic blue paint right there. See nice ridges for depth. And on the bottom of it, let's see, you can see the metallic blue tongue right there. So yeah, the main color scheme of this figure is dark blue and light blue, but they put like it's 90% dark blue, but they have some nice light blue touches on the figure to give it some depth. You can see that on the wrists. Can't really see it too much on camera, but it is there. You can maybe see it right on underneath here. Also, with the paint, with the light blue, they have the markings on the figure. Let me just get that right there. You can see it all over his chest. You can see it all over his arms right there and the side of his body. And you can also see it on the other side right there. I think they did a good job of just painting lines, really. They could have just did squiggles or whatever like that, but it looks like they carefully did the lines to make it look like a nice pattern. Almost looks like some kind of tribal markings. Looks very nice. But as far as the front, like as good as the details on the front, the details on the back are very nice too. Let me just zoom here. I mean, look at all that. You can see right here, it looks like some kind of alligator skin type skin or scaling there. Looks very rough. And then you have this appendage right here. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah. So you have this appendage right here, which was used to let out an electromagnetic pulse to shut down all the Jaegers in the movie before it was ripped off by Gypsy Danger. But you can see they put a lot of attention to it. Like, it's very in depth with all these ridges right here in the middle right here. All this right here. I thought this was the spine, but it's actually part of the short tail. But it's so detailed, I thought it was a spinal column. And you got the ridges on the bottom right here. Yeah. Very nice. Another thing about the look of this figure is that it has screws everywhere that you can see. Like, let me see, let's just do this. You can see it has screws right on each side of the mouth right there. You can see that right there too. You even have screws on each part of the arm. Right here, right there. Then you got them right there, quite visible there on the legs and on the ankle. As much as you can see them pretty clearly, I don't really think that's too big of a deal. That's not really a deal breaker for this figure. As far as the size, it stands like this, about 7 inches. It'll be taller if you stand it up like this. Let me see if you go like that. Then it'll be roughly around like 8 inches. But most of the time, you're just gonna have the figure standing like this. So I don't really think that matters. As far as accessories go, this figure does not come with any accessories at all. What you see is what you get here. There's no weapons or anything like that, or effects or whatever. It's just right here. What you see is what you get. Now let's talk about my favorite part of the review. Articulation! Yes. There are about 24 points of articulation on this figure, if I'm not mistaken. Let's start with the head. Look over here. There. So the head can move like so, can swivel. I think it can go all the way around like that. You got the mouth that can move up and down. The head itself cannot move up and down, so if you want it to look up and down, you have to pose it. So yeah, let me see. You have to pose it look like this, or look down like that or whatever. Just depends on the arms. Which let's go to right now. The shoulders can move around here like so. They can't move all the way around because they get stopped by the back. Something back here is stopping it right there. The wrists can only do this. Oops. Can move like that. The hands can swivel back and forth like so, but mine keeps coming off, so just be careful of that. I don't know if yours will do that. The fingers each can move up and down like so, including the thumb. The thumb is a little hard to move. Like that. Then we got the other arm moving like that. Other wrist moving like this. The wrist still moving like that. And the fingers still move on the other hand like that. Then we got, let me see that. Then we got the legs. They move like so. They swivel back and forth. The knees, they can move up and down like that. Then we got the ankles. They can move right here. Let me zoom in right there. We got the ankles that can move like so. And the feet can move in a swivel motion. They can't move up and down like some figures. If you want the like an ankle movement for right around here, you're gonna have to use this to do that. The legs also do that on the other side. Swivel, ankle bend, or shin bend, or whatever. And that's about it for articulation on this. My only gripe as far as articulation is the fact that it does not have butterfly joints on the arms. And what do I mean by that? I mean the joints in between here on the pits, right there, right around here, or right around there. They do not stretch outward. So if I do this, try to pull them apart, they will not budge. They can only go up and down like so. Which is kind of a downer, because if I have a figure with human-like arms, such as this, or gorilla-like arms, whatever, humanoid arms, I need them to stretch out and be able to like clench, like go back in, so I can make some kind of dynamic poses. So far, the only poses you can make with this figure are kind of rigid and kind of stagnant. It's just like, you can do this, you can make it look like he's walking a bit, something like that, but you can't make it in like looking like he's in a battle or he's about to bear hug something. I mean, if you want to bear hug something, you're gonna have to pose him like this. You're gonna have to pose him like that, just put something in the middle, but it still looks unnatural. So I don't really care for figures without a butterfly joint with humanoid arms, but still a good figure nonetheless. And as far as I'm aware, this is the only figure that's of leatherback that's articulated to this extent. So until there's another one coming out, you just have to deal with this one, which is the main reason why I bought it, because yeah, I can't find anything else more detailed and better than this. So yeah, that's about it for articulation. Okay, one more thing about articulation and the butterfly joints. Let me show you an example of what I mean. So if I move him out the way for a bit, and let's bring Kong here. So with his arms, he has human-like arms too, but I need him to stretch like that. With butterfly joints, you can do a stretch like so. Let me put this back in. See how far his arms spread out? And when I want to bring him in, I can do something like that. That's what I want him to do, but I can't have him do that because he has no butterfly joints and he's just stuck like this. So this has been a look at the NECA Leatherback figure from the movie Pacific Rim. Overall, I believe this is a really good figure. I like the likeness of the sculpts. It's down to the T on that, as far as I'm concerned. I like the paint on it. I like the fact that they used all dark blue and then they touched it up with some light blue to give it some depth. I like the light blue of the tribal markings all over its body. I like the metallic paint that's inside of the mouth, kind of makes it look like his mouth is glowing a bit. I'm not sure why they chose silver for the eyes. I guess silver does go with blue, but that's not really what the color was in the movie, but that's okay. There's only 2 eyes too, when there should be 4, but that's okay as well. It's not really going to matter. The screws on the figures don't really matter to me as much. I mean, you can see them, but they're not so noticeable that they just make the figure look ugly. It doesn't really matter to me. As far as the price is concerned, I'm glad I paid what I got for this, but I think you'll be happy with this figure if you paid roughly in the range of $60 to $75. That's with the packaging or without. I would, as far as paying $135 for this figure, I would definitely not do that. I do not recommend doing that, simply because, mainly because of the articulation, which I have a problem with as far as no butterfly joints to stretch the arms in and out, or the inability to make some kind of dynamic poses. All the poses you can get is pretty much just stagnant, just kind of just there, not really dynamic in a way that you want, or the way that I want. So yeah, but as far as a rating, I would give this figure about 4 stomps out of 5. It's still a good figure despite the flaws that it has. So yeah, I would pick this up if you could. Right now there's no real other option for leatherback as far as an articulated leatherback out there in the community. So unless you get some kind of person that does a custom one, which I have not found. But yeah, I think that's about it. So what do you think of this figure? Would you buy it? Would you spend $135 on it? Or would you spend about $75 or $60 to $75 on it? Let me know down in the comments. And be sure to like and subscribe. If you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at TheKaijuNerd. And that's about it. Thank you for watching.